Hey friends, ZenKahuna here. Time for a little mace play, a little Gada. So what we're going to do, this is just going to be sort of a follow along. Just a beautiful Sunday morning, another beautiful day in the USA. Let's start with pushing hips back, so get your hip hinge. And then from our hip hinge, we're just going to drop our mace down, and then we're going to do a little shovel to the side. This is a good one. Activate a little obliques. Get the body ready for some swinging. So with this one, you're pulling with one arm, pushing with the other. Last one. And here we go. Keep that hip hinge. If you can, sink down a little bit lower. That's good. All right. So let's go for, we'll do one swing, and then we're going to slide down, step out, up, swing, step out. Make it smooth. Don't rush the movement. Focus on your form. Check how your body's feeling. Note your present vitality level. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you starting out? Once more on each side. And bring it down. Put your mace down. Roll the shoulders. All right. Press the hands on the sides of the hip. And let's go ahead and do a neck glide. So we do a forward and back. So it looks like this. Good. Then we're going to do a side glide. Make sure you keep your face facing forward the whole time. Good. All right. Then we're going to start with pushing out, chest forward and up, interlace fingers in the back, lift arms up, come around, prayer pose, overhead, straighten arms, out to the side, down, back, elbows towards each other, underneath the arms. Underneath the arms, roll a shoulder, eagle position, pump it out 3 times. And down. Pick up your mace. So we're going to do alternating arm. I changed my mind. We're going to do single arm. So single arm is a little bit more challenging. You're just going to hold it like it's a club and then do basically a shield cast, but with a much longer club. If you need to, catch it each time. If you don't need that, just let it flow. I like to bring it down into the guard position each time and start fresh. Now what you can do if you want to go faster, you just don't bring it down as far. Good. Now another thing that people often don't take advantage of is if you're doing a maneuver with your club with 2 hands, or your mace with 2 hands or with 1, you've got this entire area that you can use. You don't have to stay down at the end. So if a single movement, or maybe all the movements you're doing, are a little too much for the weight that you have, just choke up on it. So if you're doing 2-handed, you could choke up on it and do your full 360. If that was too much, you could choke up even more. Or let's say that with 2 hands it's no problem, but 1 hand is a challenge. So let's say that move we just did. So it's a basic shield cast. And so you can choke up. The more you come up towards where your heaviest weight is, the less of a challenge. The farther away you are from that, the more leverage challenge you have, and the more difficult the movement can be. So let's do the opposite side. So we start from our down position. We bring it up. Make sure you got your stability. If you need to, choke up. If you don't, starting from here, get your guard and bring it around. Notice I lost mine. I'm still nursing a achy shoulder. I hurt it a week or so ago. Now let's say you're not too familiar with this move. One of the ways to get familiar and train your neurology would be to choke up so you can focus on form. So come over, bring the elbow forward. Now you're going to pull this straight down to your side. That was a little over energetic for the weight. So it's over and pull. Over, around the back, and pull. So by choking up, you can take the time to safely find movement without trying to do that with your full lever. Okay? So, 1 arm swing. Let's take a look at another movement. So we're going to do one of my favorites. It's a movement that I created for the mace. It's a simple one. It's similar to a 360, but it involves a thrust, and then your swing or your arc is a little bit different. So if you take a look at it, I'll demonstrate it first. So we're going to sit down with it, arms pulled well back. we're going to shoot the mace out at a diagonal and then drop it down and around, change hands, bring it back, opposite side. So out at that diagonal, swing it around and back, and down again. Make sure you're doing your hip hinge so that your hips are going backward each time rather than thinking of your knees coming forward. Sit back, stand up, sit back. This is a more invigorating and challenging move than just your basic 360. So make sure that you're pulling your arm back, thrust out, and pull back. A few more. And then put your mace down. And let's do another round of just body weight. So, again, pushing forward, pull back, interlace and stretch out, and up. Prayer position and over. Upright, elbows to shoulder height, down, back. Elbows in, out, underneath the underarms, back, out. Roll, roll, eagle position, pump 3, open, and bring it down. Once again into the pelvic stretcher. You'll probably find yourself a little bit more limber in this round. All right. Roll the shoulders a little bit. Rest the hands in the front. And infinity with the neck. And relax. Shoulder rolled again. Good. All right. So, what we're going to do is put our mace in front, and then we're going to do what would be called a Parry cast if you're using your clubs. We can call it the same thing, or we can just say around the head pass. So, you're going to, just like you're holding your mace upside down, okay? So, which you are, of course. What we're going to do is lift it up, bring it around, lower it on the opposite side. Up and around. Up and around. This is the good one for getting some of the smaller intrinsic muscles around the shoulder joint activated and start to strengthen not only the muscles but the fascia. So you get your joints and sinews in a more balanced and strengthened way, remembering all the time that the weakest link of a chain controls what you can do with the chain. Okay. Shake that out a little bit and then hold it in opposite direction. So the opposite hand is down by the pommel. And we're going to do the same basic idea. Lift it up, come around, and down. So you can see that I'm coming right to my center line. Center line right here. Up the center line, around the back, down the center line. One more. Good. So another movement that we're going to throw in that's isometric in nature. We're going to put mace out in front of us. I'll do it from the side. Mark will just do it facing you forward. So you're going to put one hand on top of your pommel, other hand on top of that hand. Reach back, come into a flat back. Now, right now I'm out of shoulder pack. So what I want to do is pull my mace in just a little bit and get my shoulders pulled in and back towards my hips. And then I'm going to push straight down, maximum contraction for 12 seconds. And here we go. Pushing down. You can even tighten the legs, push the earth away, tighten the glutes, tighten the abs, and release, come up. All right. So our next move, let me demonstrate it for you. We're going to come up and over, swing back 1, 2, 3, pull down. 1, 2, 3, pull down. 1, 2, 3, pull down. And ground your mace. All right, what we're going to do is bring feet together, bring the arms out in front, cross one arm over the other, turn, interlace the fingers with the palms, and bring arms overhead. And then what we're going to do is bend to one side and then to the other. So push the hips to one side and then push the hips to the other. Now, don't let your arms come out in front of you like this. Keep them back by the ears. And relax the arms down. Shake them out a little bit. Take a wider stance. Interlace the fingers. Turn them away from you. Bring them overhead. Bring them down to the top of your head. We're going to do a similar move now, but with legs in an open position. So push out, keeping the arms back by the ears so the bicep comes close to the head each time we pump out. And bring the arms down. Shake it out. So, this has been the beginning of our primal nature play, our mindful movement practice, our integrative movement practice for this morning. Now we're going to move on to other types of things. So we're going to get our isometric straps out. We'll do some work with the longevity ring. We'll play with the kettlebells a little bit. Grab a heavy club, do a little swinging with that. Remember, make every day creative, improvisational, make it an exploration, an adventure into the unknown. Don't do the same old thing every single day. Mix it up. You want to be able to do all different sorts of movements with all sorts of different equipment or no equipment at all. Remember, you're the guru, and make it fun.